Designing a spaceship is not where the adventure begins. It begins with paperwork. Before a single panel is forged, before the engines are even discussed, and long before a captain walks onto the bridge, the project must survive the Galactic Industrial Bureau. Every permit has to be approved. Every drawing has to be reviewed. Every company meeting has to be documented. Only then can engineers begin the real work, designing a ship large enough to cross the stars and expensive enough to frighten the people who approved it.
We've all seen spaceships in movies, huge, beautiful machines drifting through the stars. And be honest, at some point, you've looked at one and thought, yeah, I would absolutely live inside that thing. People apply to go to Mars before they even know if the bathroom has gravity. As long as there is a ship, a window, and the word space involved, somebody is ready to sign the waiver. These engineering miracles look effortless. A massive ship crosses the galaxy. The bridge is calm. The crew is focused. And in the captain's chair, there he is, a proud alien captain in a perfect uniform, freshly pressed, epaulets shining, sitting there with the face of someone who knows he is not flying economy. Then, at the perfect heroic moment, a skyscraper-sized asteroid appears directly in front of the ship.
Captain, asteroid incoming!
Half the crew immediately starts reconsidering their career choices.
All units, brace for maneuver.
The captain does not panic. He gives a tiny, suspicious smile. Then, in 2 seconds, he presses 26 buttons, pulls 4 levers, checks a screen nobody else understands, and with the final move of a true master, he turns the wheel slightly to the right. The ship passes the asteroid by 1 meter. The bridge erupts in applause. And that is where the real question begins. Everybody applauds the captain, but nobody asks, why didn't the ship split in half during that maneuver? How do you even build something like that? How expensive is it? And if we were rich enough, could we buy a 100-meter spaceship the way billionaires buy a 100-meter yacht? The answer is no, because an interstellar ship is not a luxury purchase. It is a financial emergency with engines. Before construction even begins, it needs budget approval. The proposal goes to the Galactic Senate, and just like that, the project is approved. So what is the hull made of? The answer is Rhenium-7. Rhenium-7 does not exist anywhere inside the solar system. The richest deposits are found in the dark planetary belt around a dim red dwarf star called Zanye 9. This metal cannot be mined with normal tools. You cannot drill it, you cannot hammer it, you cannot just try a little harder. Rhenium-7 does not accept sudden mechanical contact. If you touch it the wrong way, its crystal structure collapses, and within seconds, it turns into an ordinary iron-nickel alloy, which is a very scientific way of saying, congratulations, you ruined it. The mining teams do not touch the metal, they persuade it. Extraction is done through a slow resonance separation process at exactly 18.4 kilohertz. It takes an average of 327 days to separate 1 block of Rhenium-7 from a planetary core. For a standard exploration-class ship, you need roughly 840 tons of raw material. The waste rate is 43%. So yes, spaceships are expensive. And technically, we have not even started building one yet. There are alternatives, of course. Beyondcinium is far more stable and almost never fails. It never became the industry standard because nobody was brave enough to criticize it. Drakelium offers almost the same strength as Rhenium-7. Its only problem is that every technical document claims it is better than Rhenium-7. Independent tests did not confirm this. Drakelium filed an objection. Tellurium completely redesigns its crystal structure every 3 years. Unfortunately, each new version is incompatible with the previous one. Several older ships made with tellurium woke up one morning and simply refused to launch. Their owners are still waiting for an explanation. After extraction, raw Rhenium-7 cannot be processed immediately. For the first few months after leaving the planetary core, the metal is unstable. It needs time to adjust. Inside the block, microscopic crystal deviations can form. Engineers call this phase drift. From the outside, the block looks solid, but under vacuum, radiation, and acceleration stress, those deviations turn into microcracks. A microcrack in a workshop is a small problem. A microcrack 100 light-years from home is usually the final report. So the Rhenium-7 blocks are transported to Veyron X, an ocean planet covered entirely by a dark blue superocean. The blocks are lowered 48 kilometers below the surface. At that depth, the pressure slowly compresses the crystal lattice and aligns the internal layers along the same axis. The process takes 14 months. If the blocks are removed early, the chance of cracking during the first vacuum test rises to 67%. That is why no serious manufacturer rushes this stage. After stabilization, Rhenium-7 is moved to the TR-99 Tattoo cryoforging ring. This facility orbits a dead white dwarf star. During processing, Rhenium-7 creates short bursts of heat reaching 9,200 Kelvin. In a normal shipyard, that is an emergency. At TR-99, that is Monday morning. The forging process has 6 stages. First, the outer shell is broken. Then the blocks rest for 28 days at minus 197 degrees. After that, the crystal layers are aligned under an 11 teslax magnetic field. Finally, the panels are exposed for 40 days to filtered high-energy photons from the blue giant star Ardent B. This prevents the metal from absorbing low-frequency radiation. If this step is interrupted early, the panel remains physically strong, but radiation echo begins to build inside the ship. Common symptoms include headaches, loss of direction, and walking through the same corridor 3 times without finding the conference room. This is not recommended on long missions. If all these stages are completed successfully, hull assembly can begin after about 3 years and 2 months. The assembly happens in dark shipyards, far from direct starlight. Rhenium-7 panels are not welded. They are not bolted. They are definitely not glued. Welding damages the crystal structure. Bolts create pressure points, and glue, at this scale, is just a wish. Instead, the panels are joined through sonic locking. Each panel has microscopic locking channels along the edges. During assembly, those channels are activated with the same 18.4 kHz frequency used during extraction. The same frequency that separated the metal from the planet now locks the panels together. Tests show that the joint becomes 12% stronger than the main panel itself. So the weak point in a Rhenium-7 spaceship hull is usually not the connection. It is usually the budget. And finally, the ship is ready. The captain walks onto the bridge. He adjusts his uniform, checks his epaulets. A champagne bottle is broken against the hull. The massive ship leaves the dark shipyard and enters the stars. Total production time: mining, stabilization, cryoforging, photon curing, and final assembly, about 4 years. So if you are ordering an interstellar ship, do not rush. You can install the engines later. You can upgrade the navigation system. But if the hull is wrong, your ship will not explore the galaxy. It will become a very expensive metal coffin. In the next episode, we will talk about Rhenium-7's alternative, Lopezite. Its only advantage is that it slows down time. Its only disadvantage is that when you put it in storage, the storage room is still stuck on last Tuesday. Lopezite's biggest competitor is Canyatite. It does not slow time, but it does make every storage room look twice as large on paper, according to the technical documents at least. And after that, we will talk about the engine, because apparently, after spending 4 years building the hull, someone still has to make the thing move.